Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla.
And now that they are eventually here, at least we can see the next phase of the administration of justice unfolding. So hopefully it's going to be in the favor of the state until the end.
Mhlanje sithola umbiko othi acting chief of police, if I'm not mistaken, lapha kwi-city of Ekurhuleni ususpendiwe namhlanje ngoba u-implicated lapha kwi-Madlanga commission. Lapha sikhuluma ngobrigadier uJulius Mkhwanazi, kanti udaba lwesibili engifisa ukungena kulo Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi bese court namuhla. So ngifisa ukuchaza le indaba ezimbili nje bese ngiyayivala ivideo. Kodwa ngifisa ukuthi ngikucaphunele ezinye zezinto ezishiwo lapha kwiMadlanga commission ngoJulius Mkhwanazi, ubrigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. Uza ukuthi kahle kahle insolo isukaphi, zithini ezinye zakho noma singeke sizikhave zonke. Mhlambe iloko okubeke iCity of Ekurhuleni kwiposition yokuthi ayi-act imsuspend while some investigate. Ngithema ngifunda ama-comment ngezwe abanye bathi akuyafana ngoba still uyakhokhelwa, kungcono kuba kaholi lutho. Ngicela uzwe la.
This was the most serious remark, and when Mr. Makagula started to mention this, he spoke the most and Nomsas added a little bit to it. They immediately stated that there's threats against their lives because of this. There's a very serious investigation that they're doing into a murder case. This murder took place on 15 April 2022 in the Brakpan area, and it's being investigated by IPAT already, where it traced back to a body was found in a dam. So initially it was said to us it's Nigel Maryvale Dam in the Brakpan area. Don't know the exact dam, but this was traced back to the same group of officers who was there together with civilians. It's not one of the civilians yet mentioned. So there was civilians on the site as well. And what was alleged is that they tortured this person on the scene, where they used a method called tubing, which is a piece of rubber that you pulled over a person's face and you suffocate the person. So they tubed this person, and at a stage, the actual the person who he has actually turned state witness. He submitted a 204 application and statement as well. He said that the person who they were torturing and in questioning or interrogating, he actually had said to them, but he's got money in the house, 500,000 rand, he'll pay that if he could lose him. And then the next moment, this person, they killed him. And from the scene, they called Brigadier Mkhwanazi after it took place now. And Brigadier Mkhwanazi arrived on the scene in a white Golf. And he then proceeded to direct them how to clean the scene. And they placed the body of the victim on this civilian person's bakkie. And they instructed him to go dump the body, which he then duly did. And then when it came out, and IPAT's investigating it, this person who did it, he turned state witness, according to him. He contacted me about 2 weeks ago again to say that he is a state witness. He gave a Section 204 statement to turn state witness, and he's committing everything. And so it is a confirmed case of where it happened, where Makagula was carrying the docket, and this stems from April 2022 already. And when we were informed of this, it was March 2023. And that's one of the reasons as well why we believe that a murder case that's already running for a year investigation, with witnesses, with a body, with everything already there, we thought it's imminent that he would be arrested extremely quickly thereafter. And yet here we are, 2025, and nothing has yet happened. So none of those officers has been charged that we know of. The case has not go forward anywhere. It is still being investigated. That's what my impression is from it. Also from internally, we couldn't do anything against the officers because to us it's hearsay from IPID. They inform us of this, but they're not prepared to give us anything in their docket, which we understand. It's a murder investigation and they don't want to give us anything. But it is, to us, we thought that, that would expedite that the arrest will happen and that the court cases will follow from that as well.
So if the Commission were interested to interrogate the cause of delays in finalizing or prosecuting these matters that you have referenced, you're suggesting it is to IPID that the Commission must turn?
Correct, Commissioners. All our cases where the policemen are directly involved is handed over or taken over. Never mind handed over. It's taken over by IPID. They investigate the police when the police are wrong. So all the matters that we know of, that we mentioned here, has already been in the possession of IPID, already known to them, and they are investigating it.
So
Interesting kakhulu into ekhulunywa yalo baba lola. Ngoba amaphoyisa ukuze athole iqiniso kubantu. Amaphoyisa nje makuthiwa ambambile umuntu uzathola iqiniso amthochara njengoba esho ukuthi bakuthochara ngalento okuthiwa ischupi ukukuchupa bakufaka plastic bakuvala umoya la. Amaphoyisa amthochara umuntu ukuze akhulume iqiniso. Kodwa lo muntu abamthochara ngeshwa washona. Uma seshonile base bebiza uGeneral uBrigadier Mkhwanazi wafika wabatshela ukuthi abayiclean kanjani icrime scene. Ikhona ke into eyenziwe emacourt ukuthi umuntu aphenduke state witness ebese kwenziwa ideal naye ukuthi uma yena ezocooperate ebatshele lonke iqiniso ake kungenzeka futhi inkantolo igcina imkhiphe ngaphandle abanye kuyenzeka inkantolo ibashaye ngoswazi oluncane ibagwebe kodwa ukugwetshwa kwaba yifani nalokusuke nalabo kusuke bengafuni ukukhuluma iqiniso manje kulolu daba lolu nakhona line delay uyabona ukuthi kukhona ukubambisana la phakathi kule corruption ekhona even naku IPID efuneka investigate amaphoyisa ngoba angeke ukuthi sekukhona umuntu othi mina ngi-state witness ngangingxenye yalento eyenzekayo ngifuna ukukhuluma lonke iqiniso bese kuthiwa namanje indaba yakhona ayika prosecute. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi ukuvela kwalezi indaba lapha kwiMadlanga Commission kwenza iCity of Ekurhuleni ibone ukuthi ayikonakela. Even neIPD nayo kufanele iact ngoba uma bengenzi kanjalo bazozithola besenkingeni. Ngizama ukukuvezela nje ezinye zeinsola athi sibone ukuthi singazithola na ezinye zakhona.
But from the claim itself, what I can deduce from that is that in the claim is that it was precious stones, and at that stage in my life I only know that diamonds is precious stones, but this is sugolite, which looks like dirty rocks to me, but it's apparently a very expensive precious stone as well. And the owner of these rocks or precious stones was, what I understand, was in the process of exporting it out of the country, and he already had approval for that. And then our officers arrived on scene in uniform. What they did is, they went before that to the South African Police Service police station in the area. They signed on in the SAPS OB, and then from there, they took SAPS forms, a yellow form of how evidence get disposed of that have been impounded. They took that, go to this person, and then took the stones away from him as if it is being, he's in possession of precious stones that by law he may not be, and they're going to impound this. So they took this away from him. And then they gave him this form to say, but, you know, yes, your receipt and proof that we took it away. And he, when he went to complain to the police doesn't know about this at all. And then eventually the matter was escalated and reported to IPID. And when IPID saw his CCTV photos and video, they immediately can see it's the same officers that is from EMPD, and they linked them in that manner. And that case has criminally also not been resolved that I know of at all. And the civil claim side is that I just know that it's been handed over to the city manager, and then it went to Bihari. Thereafter, I don't know what happened with it at all.
Now, do you know if any arrests of EMPD members were made in respect of...
No arrest for this matter that I know of has been made. And they were at the scene itself on the photos. There were civilians, or a civilian, that later on that civilian gets mentioned more and more because he's a civilian that he works and operates as if he's a Metro Police officer with them the whole time. But there was no arrest that I know of for this matter.
Okay.
Commissioner, you said IP deals with criminal issues, but EMPD and by extension the municipality deals with HR issues. Were these officers ever suspended or subjected to any HR-related disciplinary process?
Not for this matter so far.
Anubeveza elinye icala alaziyo kwamanye eliveza ukuthi kukhona ama-case athinta ama-members we-EMPD, not only Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, kodwa nakulawo macala engakaze kwaboshwa muntu. Elinye iphuzu futhi engifisa ukuthi ngilikhave akhulume ngalo yili lama-bribe. Ngingagibela iteksi ibingenawo nomthelo owodwa. Angithi imoto elayisha umphakathi inemithelo emibili. Fika ibe nomthelo bese iba nale bathi passenger liability iba nemithelo emibili. Le moto bengenamthelo beyinestika nje se-association. Kodwa udriver wakhona uthutha umphakathi insuku zonke kaThixo. Uma ebona amaphoyisa eyamvimba ehle ashiya u20 aqhubeke nathi. Impilo yakhona siyayazi lonto le futhi sijwayele. Futhi nje into abakutshela yona o-driver bazokutshela ukuthi uma uvinjwa amaphoyisa banikeze lokho abakufunayo, kungenjalo you'll suffer the consequences. So ngiyafisa ukuthi lo baba ayithinte lo ndaba bese sidlulela kulolu daba kaGeneral Mkhwanazi.
We as municipal police are overlooked when it comes to investigation, and we are there's a group of officers right through the country of municipal police that commit crimes, but they are not being investigated properly. One of the reasons I touched on it is that in terms of the Racketeering Act, or in terms of what the Hawks must investigate, there's limits of like 100,000 rand incidents. Where we are saying is, if you go and look at what bribery is being committed by traffic officers and municipal police officers, if an officer works 8 to 10 hours a day and he have contact in that session with members of the public and he issues a fine every hour, he needs to issue 8. So very quickly you can do maths. If he doesn't issue, it's like 2 to 3 minutes to issue a fine. If it's an argument and a long lecture as well, let's make it 10 minutes. He still needs to issue 50 to 60 in his normal day because he's been employed as a law enforcement officer, not a shoe salesman. He must arrest people, he must give notices, that he must do law enforcement. However, there's officers that issue 1 fine in 6 months or 1 in a year. And when you start looking at that and you calculate the possible contact that he had with public and the amount of complaints on the other side, and then the rumors of if it's a drunken driving, it's 4,000, 5,000 rand, and you start calculating that, you will see that those type of officers is actually doing 100, 200,000 rand a month, if based from that, if you start just doing normal maths. And then you start looking at how officers live. They drive luxury vehicles, they live luxury estates. And when you ask your own council and you ask anyone, but can we do lifestyle audits on officers? It's always no, it doesn't allow it. So lifestyle audits is reserved at the moment for maybe the heads of departments or the city managers or the mayors. There's lifestyle audits. But at a lower level, there is no lifestyle audits at all. That's something that need to be, according to me, made compulsory, is that you cannot be a law enforcement officer and not be vetted to do your work.
Ayisingofakazi ayayenza imali amaphoyisa emgwaqweni. Ayenza ngempela ngoba uma beme ekseni futhi siyazazi ikhathi zabo bame ekseni, bame emini, sisazi ngisho nama sports wabo ukuthi bama la laba abakoleka khona. Kodwa ke into ebuhlungu ukuthi akhona ama-members afika umphakathi, amalunga nje omphakathi afike bawa-report lama case kodwa ayikho into eyenziwayo. So kuyefana. Bengithi nje angidlule kulolu daba. Sizokhumbula ukuthi ekseni namhlanje sibikile ukuthi insizwa zakaNdimande lezi ezisolakalayo ekubandakanyeni ecaleni lokubulawa kuka AKA kanye nomunye usomatekisi. Kulumile ngalolu daba ekseni kodwa sithe okuhambeni kosuku sathela umbiko ukuthi le insizwa njengoba seyijajwe ngokusemthethweni fanele sivele phambi kwemagistrate. uGeneral Mkhwanazi naye usefikile. Cela ubone la.
Let me firstly indicate that it's been a very long road. We've been anticipating this moment for quite some time. This is a culmination of great detective work by KZN, led by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. You will recall that the two Ndimanda brothers, they were the first two suspects that were arrested in the AKA and Tibbs murder case. Our team traced them to Eswatini, and that is when we then requested the Eswatini authorities to assist us in apprehending them. And they were then apprehended. But you'll recall that news then started, making headlines, and our strategy then was let us round up everyone before we announced to the nation that we had arrested and traced the suspects to Eswatini. But be that as it may, they were the first two suspects, and 2 days later we then rounded up the remaining 5 that were in South Africa. So in total we have 7 suspects. I can confirm that a high-risk team has left South Africa. They are on their way to the King Mswati International Airport. On board is Interpol officers. We also have the Human Rights Commission observers. We've got 2 observers on board to ensure that the extradition process takes place in a fair and proper manner, and that all legal prescripts are followed. We also
njengoba umuzwa kubrigadier echaza la iprocess ehanjiwe nebanga elihanjiwe ukuze labasolwa abanabo la kuleli cala baphelele, ngoba bathi bona bebenabasolwa abawu7 abazange ke bayishenye information ngoba befuna ungaloni icala. Zivelile ke insizwa lezi, zifikile ngempumelelo, akwangenzeka lutho njengoba kusho ukuthi bebekhona nalaba ba-Human Rights Commission uku-observe ukuthi ayikho into engekho semthethweni eyenzeka kubo, futhi baphatheke kahle. Zafika insizwa lezi zisuka eSwazini zafika la eSouth Africa, zachargewa ngokusemthethweni, zafundelwa amalungelo wazo, zanikezwa amalungelo wazo. Njengokomthetho-ke ukuthi umuntu uma ngabe eboshiwe kufanelanga kuphela 24 hours engavelanga phambi kwemagistrate, nazo-ke le insizwa zithathiwe njengoba umbona kuGeneral Mkhwanazi bese enkantolo ukuze ezozizwela yena. Nasiyabonga futhi kwi-Political Killings Task Team ngoba umzwile uBrigadier Adlenda Mathe ethi ubekuhlelo lwabo.
And now that they are eventually here, at least we can see the next phase of the administration of justice unfolding. So hopefully it's going to be in the favor of the state until the end.
Thank you very much for your time. Maybe just to speak to us, Provincial Commissioner, about the involvement of SAPS in the extradition process. We know the role that was played by Interpol, but just speak to us about the role that was played by SAPS.
Interpol, SAPS is part of the Interpol. The SAPS job is to secure the attendance of the people, the suspects, before court. So through the collaboration we have with the colleagues at Eswatini, we're able to secure the attendance in court at Eswatini. And the same happened when they had to move from the Eswatini court to come here. We provided that security and transportation for them to move from that side and come over here. But the administration process in terms of removing those individuals from the other country, in this case Eswatini, to South Africa, that is a process that is handled by the NPA, not us. So the SAPS job was to present evidence to the NPA and say we were able to secure the suspects, but unfortunately they are not in the country, they are at Eswatini, and they've been secured, and here is the case number that they are arrested on, and here is the facility where they are kept. And then the NPA started the administration process, which took that long for it to be finalized. They contacted us, the DPP, last week when they told us that everything is finalized at Eswatini, so we must make arrangement to bring them over. So that's when we started. That was on, I think, Thursday last week when they activated us, because we already have a security or transportation plan in place. It was easy for us to move them and bring them across.
General, were you able to communicate being brought back to South Africa with the Forbes and the Motswana families, and what was their response?
Yeah, well, not me personally. They are in the families of the victims are in contact with the investigation team, so they will have engaged with them in relation to the progress on the case.
General, we now have 7 suspects in total with regards to the murder of AKA. Any possibility of further arrest?
Yeah, what we can tell you is that part of this whole 7, we did explain before that they played different roles. We know that there is a head who coordinated everything, and that person had paid the entire group after the job. But he used his bank account to transfer money, and that's a business account that he used. But we are investigating further the linkages of his business account with other partners that he has who transfers money into that business account. And so we are identifying all those that he has a business interest with that will have moved money into that account. And we are busy looking at those to establish exactly who above him might have requested him perhaps to coordinate this operation. But until we have that evidence, which is, as I said, from the business account where the monies are moved, there's a lot of investigation work that needs to be done to prove that there is a relationship that might be corrupt, if there is any, with another party, and then we're able to move up the ladder if need be. But for now, we are comfortable that the main guy that assembled the team and executed the job, and the main guy who eventually paid the entire team and also paid himself is amongst the 7 that were arrested. So beyond that, it is part of the investigation that we are doing. But as I say, it's more on the commercial side of things, to be able to look at that business account and anything related to that business account. Hopefully, we might find some other connectivity that might link it to this case or any other cases. We know that the vehicles that have been used have been rented for other days other than this day where this incident happened. We're investigating that as well, where those vehicles might have been used when they were rented by the very same person, and see whether there's any incident that happened in those areas, and look at those dates. Also, what was activities in his bank account during that period, so that we can be able to see whether there's any other party maybe that is financing this guy, as he called himself a businessman. That business account of his is an account of interest for us as we're investigating. Yeah, well, the main guy, I cannot recall the names. Kwabeni. Yeah, that's Kwabeni. Thank you,
Sezikhulumele kuGeneral Mkhwanazi ukuthi yini enzekayo, angisezukuchaza mina into eningi. Mina engingakusho nje, ngicela usubscribe, ucomment, ushare, ulike. Ngiyafisa ukuza ukuphawula kwakho kulolu daba esikhuluma ngalo. Yeah, kodwa bekubalulekile ukuthi afike yena enkantolo bazibonele, njengoba esho ukuthi into enza ukuthi kuthatha isikhathi eside kangaka uhlelo lolu loku-arrange umuntu ukuthi asuke kwelinye izwe eze kulezwe esuke kwelinye izwe eze South Africa uma ngabe necala eSouth Africa liphathwa yi-NPA. Ibona-ke abantu abadelayile njengoba bathi baba-contacte ngolwesine lweviki eliphelile, babazise ukuthi cha abahleleke indaba zokuthi transporteke lezi insizwa yifike azibhekane-ke nengalo mthetho. Asethembe kodwa ukuthi izogcina lifike esiphethweni esihle le insizwa igwetshwe, noma mina bengifisa le insizwa zenza ubulungiswa. Manje le insizwa lezi azibenzanga ubulungiswa ukuthi zizilwe namaphoyisa bese amaphoyisa ayazidubula. Ngabe inkinga eziningi ixazululekile. Manje-ke azikwenzanga lezi insizwa lobo bulungiswa. Asilindeke size ukuthi ithini udaba esiphethweni salo. Ngale kwalokho mina nawe asidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngiyacela-ke usupporte ngokusidonatela noma ngamalini ikhona i-account kwi-comment ephiniwe. Ungasupporta futhi ngokuba imember yale channel. Qala ku-R40 ngenyanga ukuya phezulu. Ungasupporta futhi ngokubuka ama-video wethu, ubuka konke nama-ads. Mawenze njalo uya-contribute to this channel financially. Uma ungenakho ungasidonatela ngakho ngemali, sidonatele ngokubuka nama-ads. Ilokho nje sikucelayo. Ilokho esikucelayo.